Hi, Stamper fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. Thanks for joining me, whether you're watching live here on Facebook or if you're joining via the replay on Facebook or on YouTube. I'm so glad you're with me. I am Nan Gerlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois, and I am here to help you connect with your people, whether that's gathering together to craft or you crafting to share handmade items with them. It's all about making and deepening those connections. So let's get to it. First of all, Friday night stamping. So Russ was clearly feeling much better because his tree card won by a landslide. Like it was not even close. So good job, honey. Um, yeah, we pulled in some retired greetings because we are very short on Christmas greetings this year in current sets. So I actually pulled out my paper pumpkin stamps from uh, over the years. I subscribed for so many years. So we've got a lot of really fun greetings from there. So, but yeah, I pulled out the Christmas Friends and he pulled out the Frosted Forest, and we started working more on Christmas cards again, which we will need. So my goal is to get those out this week because guess what? Christmas is next week. So yay, Russ. So, but according to Emily Post, as long as you put your cards in the mail by Christmas Eve, you are, polite and etiquette. So all good. All right. Well, we are not making either one of these tonight. So say goodbye to the cutesies. And we are making angel ornaments. As you remember, last week we did full-on rosette class here. And so we are continuing the rosette mania. And I'm going to show you how to make this angel. And I'm also going to show you how to make a cool box topper. All right. So just some variations on rosette making going on tonight. So this is kind of a step-by-step thing. So I just want to make sure I've got this all good. The first thing, let me get my rosette dies out here. This is the Round We Go set of dies. And we will be using this cool rosette strip, of course. But we will also be using a few of the others. So I went ahead and pre-die cut a couple of things. If I cut my nails recently too, so now I can't pick anything up. There we go. So I have cut one of these out. Hello, Penny. I've cut one of these kind of starburst ones out from just plain white, basic white paper. And then, oh my goodness, this is not going to be fun tonight if I can't pick anything up. And then I also took this middle die. So you've got the small circle and you've got kind of the middle circle. That one out of white as well. And excuse me, I have the most annoying little tickle in my throat. So probably going to be drinking a lot of water tonight. So, okay. So we've got those two cut out of white. The next thing we need is a halo. So we are going to take, so I'm going to show you two different styles of halos. So there's this one. Get the light right. That one was cut out of, hey, Lucia, thanks for joining us. That one was cut out of this die and then an offset circle cut out of it. And then I also have this one, which I feel is kind of more traditional and, I don't know, cool looking. So that's the one we're going to do. And that was cut out of the Spotlight on Nature dies. So they have this very cool one that just cuts out a circle with that awesome like starburst kind of ridged around. Oh, this is not going to be fun tonight, guys. Good thing I filled up my water. And yes, I do have a lozenge in my mouth. So, okay. So that you can cut out of like gold foil, silver foil. I actually have copper foil. Excuse me. I don't know what the deal is. I had a cold last week, and that's probably what the deal is. My colds tend to end up in a really irritating cough. Okay. Yes, Russ is the big winner. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut out our foil piece. Oh my goodness. So for this, I'm going to cut out that cool circle first. Just a straight shot. So like that looks pretty cool already. And then we're going to offset that medium circle. So we leave a little bit on the bottom. And it has kind of a bigger spot on the top. And there you have your cool halo. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to vary the size of your rosettes. Or the width of them, I guess, really. Tonight's angel is going to be made out of the Country Lace designer paper. So you can see it has a very light lace pattern to it, but it's mostly white. So I thought that was a good one. Okay, I have to remember how to do this. And do it sideways, because usually I'm standing on the end of the machine. So we want to do a partial cut. Was it here? No, it's the other way. I had it right. So you're going to want to put your die up to like the edge of your paper, close to it. But you're going to want to put this plate in so that it hangs off the edge of the die. Or, yeah, so that the die hangs off the edge of the plate, actually. So it's not going to cut here because the plate is not on it, okay? It needs that sandwich to cut the whole thing. So we're just going to run this through real quick. And remember last week, I told you to run it through very slowly so that you get a good embossed lines so that you can fold it easier. Okay, so what that did was it cut the front side of that die, and it stopped where the plate stopped. So now I'm going to take, now I flip it around, yes. This is the part I flip around. So now I'm going to take that die. I still want the pointy edge, because remember there's a pointy edge and like a scalloped edge. I still want that to the same side. And I'm just going to line up the ends of this die with where it was cut before. Okay. And then we're going to take our plate, place it in again, and put it up to that previous cut line, basically. And pop the whole thing through again. Nice and slowly. And the reason that we're going slowly tonight is because once the end of that plate goes, there's no rolling it back through. So I can't do a 3 or 4 pass through on this one. So, which is another reason I like to use the designer paper. And see, now we have what's almost a double wide strip. So you're going to get a wider rosette. And I will explain some other uses for that later. Now we also want to cut just a regular one. So we just pop that down, put the plate over the whole darn thing. And this one, we can go back and forth a couple of times. Okay. I believe That is all of our die cutting. Okay. Now we can start. Let me see. Yep. Okay, on this regular size one, we want to cut off that little tab on the end. And then I'm going to fold it in half, which will be right on one of those score lines. And then we're going to cut it right there. Being very careful not to cut our fingers because these snips are very sharp. Penny, yes, it would work the same to make a smaller rosette. You're just going to, you can either line it up so that it doesn't cut the one edge, right? And then you can move it so it's smaller, or you could just cut a regular one and then move your die and cut it even smaller. So that would probably be easier because then you're not worried about it, right? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and accordion fold this, both of these. La 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 la. While I'm folding, I will remind you all that the Last Chance Products sale is still going on. There are approximately 45 items that have sold out in the North American market. So if you were still like, oh yeah, I got to look at that list, go look at that list. Go look at that section of my website. There is a link to my store in the video description. So definitely take a look at the Last Chance product list. Many of the items are discounted, like I think up to 60%. So there's some really good deals to be had. We no longer have a clearance rack. They've just made it a Last Chance products section. So it's one less place for you to look for great deals, which is nice. They'll all be in one spot. So yeah, we've got that going on. And my pre-order for the next mini catalog finally shipped today. Yay! So I'm sure that, sorry, honey, it probably won't be here by Friday. Maybe, but I don't know. So we'll see. You may see new things for Friday night stamping. You may not. Okay, so we've got everything accordion folded. We've got that one cut in half and accordion folded. Now we're going to grab our liquid glue because it is our friend when we're making rosettes. And you want to decide which bottom of the dress and sleeves you want. Do you want the like pointy edge or do you want the scalloped edge? And I just feel like angels have a scalloped edge. Oh, I love that. Yes. Take a chance on me. Take a chance, take a chance, take a chance. I've sung that one at karaoke before. Definitely take a chance on the Last Chance products. It's a good deal. So yes, we'll have new products soon. I had not thought of that, Lucia, but now I will every time I do it. Okay, so now my scalloped edge is going to be the bottom of my dress. So on the top, I'm going to put liquid glue between each of these, front and back. This particular paper is nice because the back is like a very soft kind of dove gray. So even the other side of the angel will still look pretty, very angelic. Okay, so now you're going to squeeze together that top part. You're going to grab your tweezers or a binder clip. And you're just going to hold that together while it dries. And the same for each of the sleeves. Front and back. And I did it the wrong way because I have pointy sleeves. So she's going to have pointy sleeves. Because I was busy gabbing and not paying attention to what I was doing. All right, got my other tweezers here. Okay, so yeah, I want to make sure I do this the same. So I'll have pointy sleeves on both sides. Because I don't know if y'all remember, but the first week when I showed you My example of my angel, I had put one of her sleeves on backwards so that the gray side was in the front instead of the white side. So, but yes, I only have 2 pair of tweezers, so you can also use a binder clip to hold those together while you're doing other stuff, right? Make sure your hot glue gun is heated up when you're ready to assemble as well. Oh, you're wrapping presents. Okay. I could sing Christmas carols, but my throat is bothering me, so I can't help you tonight. So remember, when you're working with hot glue, you want to protect your surface. I've got my glass mat here, but you can also use a silicone mat, and that would be perfect as well. And the hot glue just peels right off of there. So very helpful. So for assembly, you want a little bit of linen thread or something similar. You're going to take your, so let's get all of our little circly pieces here. You're going to take that medium plain white circle. That's going to be your base. And you'll just loop your thread in half. Take your glue gun. A little bit of glue on the bottom there. And lay your linen thread right into that glue. Being careful not to burn your fingers, of course. And then your halo with the smaller part on the bottom goes right on top of that. Alrighty. You guys are chatty tonight. I am still making Christmas cards as well, Penny. So, I mean, you know, and I'm not surprised to hear you are, because I know you're always last minute like I am too. So, I think, did finish our Christmas shopping yesterday, though. So, had a couple of little things we went out and got, and I think we're done. So now we need to do the wrapping, and that's fun. You put on a Christmas movie and all good. Okay, so now we're going to assemble our girl. Right, that offset halo, I really love it. Okay, so we're just going to put some hot glue again on the bottom. You're going to put the body or the dress, whatever you want to call it, there. And we've got our 2 sleeves, and let me make sure that the white side is facing up. I love these angels. I'm so excited about them. Pretty sure there are a few people in my life that I make usually small, you know, little gifts for, and I'm pretty sure this is what I'm going to be whipping up for them. So you'll put your sleeves right next to the top of the body. Get your hot glue on your finger. That's a very important part of the process, because I did it yesterday too. Wait, is Linda J here? I'm confused. All right, I have to take a drink. Okay. And then the head. And this is the head, which I thought was pretty cool with that like starburst embossed in there. So a little bit more hot glue at the, oh, my darn stick is not there. There we go. A little more hot glue on top of the body. And I did remember to bring my block over tonight. So that will hold that there. And instead of burning my fingers, I will let the block just hold that there while that dries for a sec. Oh yeah, I have to make sure. Probably have to go get stamps as well, like postage stamps. I forgot about that. Ah, yes. Yeah, actually, I believe I got Linda J's card today. So beautiful, of course. Okay, so we are almost done, but these sleeves are a little flappy, guys. So what we want to do is take our liquid glue again. We're going to just put a little bit like that. In between these sleeveys and the dress, I'm just going to clamp that together with my tweezers. Same with the other side. Get my other tweezers. I always open them too wide and then I can't figure out what I'm doing because they open instead of close. It's weird. Okay, so and that is all you do for your angel. So I mean that was really pretty easy, right? And I have to fess up that I put my head on the wrong way, so the darn starburst is on the back. So whoops. But she still looks pretty. This one I made out of vellum because I remembered, Penny, you asked me if the other one was made of vellum before. And so I did pull out my vellum that Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell anymore and made one out of that. And I really like that. Very ethereal, you know, very cool. And then we have the one out of the designer paper, and there it is. I'm like, where did I put my other one? This one is out of white cardstock. So this one is a little harder to fold because the cardstock is thicker, but it was still pretty easy to put together. So yeah, the vellum is so delicate, right? I do love that. So I think I'll be making the ones for my friends out of the vellum because I like it a lot. Okay, so I did also promise you a box topper. So I have a cool little box here. I have pre-cut a 2 of the strips and already glued them together and folded them. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. All right. Again, you need to decide which is going to be the outside of your rosette, pointy side or scallop side. I think I'm going pointy side this time. So we're going to do the same like we did for the angel because I want kind of a half circle on top of this box. So I'm going to take my liquid glue in between all of these little folds, front and back. And I will say when I did my first box topper, I did not do this step. I just made a big mess out of hot glue. And so once I learned how to make these angels, I realized, oh, I should do this part first. Lucia, yes, I absolutely was thinking that. I went to look what kind of vellum we still have, and we do have that pretty gold vellum that is still available, and I think the angels would look gorgeous in that. Plus, a lot of times we'll have like different patterned vellum that may have like lace patterns or leaves or something, and I think angels out of that would be really pretty too. So lots of good ideas for angels. Okay, so this one is a little tougher because it's 2 strips long, but you can just accordion the whole thing. You don't have to worry about only doing the one edge. But yeah, it's easier if you have it down flat. And then grab your tweezers or your binder clip, whatever you've got going on, and hold that closed until it sets up. Excuse me. While that is drying, I'm going to do a little plug for what we've got coming up. Starting in January 7th, we have Celebration coming up, which is one of our biggest promotions of the year. Everybody loves Celebration because you get free stuff just for buying craft supplies that you were already going to buy anyway. So that's one thing. I cannot show you the inside yet because it's not time. Also, I believe on January 7th, the next mini catalog is going live. And so, like, first of all, look at some cool stuff on the front there. So I can show you the cover, and there's lots and lots of really fun things. It was very hard to decide on just a couple of things to get for right now when I did my pre-order. So one of the things I love about being a demonstrator is we get to order at least a month early on everything. So yeah, all little catalogs that come out or anything, we get to pre-order stuff a month ahead of time. Absolutely love that. Okay, so we've got our rosette, or half rosette, I should say, all good to go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hot glue gun, and we're going to put a bead of glue down there. And I'm going to put the center of that, except for, no, not yet. We're going to put a little hot glue on these edges too. I knew I was forgetting something. There we go. So yes, when I made my first box topper, I just like put so much glue on and then it wasn't quite holding. So I just put more glue on. So it is much better if you do that half fold thing with all the liquid glue first, because then you've got that shape already set up, and then you can pop your hot glue on and it won't be, you won't have to make such a mess of it. Got some strings here. It does not want to separate. There we go. Okay, so that's part of it. You could certainly leave it like that, but we want to dress it up just slightly. So I did cut another of those little starburst circles, and I'm just going to cut it in half. And I think we can probably just liquid glue this guy. And I'm just going to put that right down to the bottom of the box. We're going to do that front and back. Oh, Lucia, you're going to have to get the dies. I mean, you could do it the old-fashioned way where you cut the strip and, score it all yourself. But where's the fun in that? I think you should just order the dies. You know you want them. All right, and there we have our cute little box topper, and how easy was that? So a super nice way, especially with a just a white box like that, really dress it up. Okay, so I don't know what other things you guys could think of to make with partial rosettes or full rosettes. We have lots of stuff. I know we were talking about circus-themed birthday parties and buntings and all sorts of stuff like that. So, but as you can see, these dies are for more than just little rosettes, right? You can do so much. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to show you. When we talked about making the rosette bigger for the dress, that was how I made these graduating sizes, although I did not do such a good job on these. They're close to the same size. But this one was like a double wide like I made for the angel's dress, but you have to cut 3 strips in order to make it that big, because it puts too much stress and it won't join together if it's that big. So definitely experiment a little bit and see like different sizes. And like you said, Penny, like a half size one, and see how little you could make them as well. Yep, I know. I didn't need them until I started researching them. Doggone it. That's always the way, until somebody starts making things and you go, well, I need that now. Oh, okay. So it's just 7:30. I've got a few other things I wanted to show you. So this is a cool little snowman I made with the Round We Go dies. So again, that little starburst circle, and the 2 different sizes of basically flowers or whatever. So I cut 2 of each and looped them together. We've got some little white trees in the background. I just hand cut his top hat and his little carrot nose. So super cute. Right, Penny? That's what we're here for. Didn't even know you needed this. Now you do. Okay, and then last week I was at my adopted group's Stampin' Christmas party. So we got to make 3 projects. So I wanted to show you them. This is a very pretty gift card holder. So it's got a little window there for you to tuck the gift card in. And then this little guy is up on dimensionals, so the front flap tucks behind him to keep it closed. How gorgeous is that paper? So that was one of them. And then we had a really fun fold. Thanks, Lucia. Little penguin card. I know Penny's going to love this because she, like me, loves the penguins. And this is so fun because it pops open to be like this long strip with all this fun paper, right? And then it folds like this and it tucks into the envelope this way. So it still fits in a standard envelope. How cute is that? Love that one. And then we made this really cool candy holder, which I will be breaking into. You know that, right? With this one, Penny, this is the pattern you want for the penguin card. Yeah, this fun fold is like, I've got to study this and figure it out because I think we're going to have to make that on a live for sure. And then it's got a cute little spot on the back where you can write your message on this one too. So yeah, lots of fun to be had at our recent Stampin' meeting, and December's just so busy, right? So okay, so let me pop up here and chat with you for just a sec. All right, so we learned a lot tonight, right? We learned that we all need the Round We Go dies. We didn't think we did, but what were we thinking? Clearly, we didn't know. Yes, all of the projects were great. And I will say that Fun Fold card, Kim is the woman that made it, and she always comes with like such great, like over the top projects, you know? So, and it takes a minute to be like, okay, let me look at the sample for like, you know, quite a few minutes and make sure I've got this all right. Super, super fun though. And I always love what she shows us. So, okay. So, yeah, we all need the Round We Go dies. We all need to finish our Christmas cards. I need to run to the post office and get stamps and finish wrapping our presents. So we have watched so far Spirited, which is one of my new favorite movies, The Bishop's Wife, the original one, and The Holiday. We have a lot of movies that are on my list. We're not going to get to them all this year. That's okay. But yeah, and we've been listening to Christmas music, and it's good. It's a good time of year. Next week we get to see those boys, and that's going to be a blast. So, all right, that is all I have for you tonight. Here's your reminder. If you got some inspiration or picked up some tips, make sure you share the videos so that your friends and family can get those things too. Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates. Everybody else, happy holidays, happy December. Have a great day. Till next time, I'm still Nan Gerlitz. Happy stamping.